far in these groups. Gaimin Gladiators sitting kind of even at 3-3. So 2-0 here for either team would separate them quite a bit from the rest of the group.
You'll be able to bounce back from the losses, but why do that when you could simply be ahead?
Yeah,
Certainly preferable to win here. Starting with some wolf scouting, try to see what everything's up to. I think he actually found most heroes because the way these wolves went.
Your reckoning comes.
So nothing too out of the ordinary for these facets. Now, earlier we saw the condemned facet for the Terrorblade. This time we're going to see the soul fragment. So like we said, it's kind of personal preference. Build, it changes your item build quite a bit in terms of which one you go for. And Ame prefers the soul fragment this time. Alpha Wolves, of course, for the Lycan.
Both teams being very careful here. It looks like it's just going to be a 2-for-2 split.
Yeah, you would be correct. No real fights over the runes. A late smoke from Gaimin Gladiators there as well, just to try and see if they catch someone off guard. Malady, he was looking for the Shadow Shaman. It would have been a cheeky play, but he will TP to dodge out any sort of rotation there. Did he catch that ward mid? Yeah, he did. That's nice. Free D ward for Quinn.
Quinn should have a decent time here. I don't know if he'll actually pick up a massive CS lead just because Monkey King does have the extra range and a solid animation. So should be okay, but you won't get to bully out mid the way you usually like to. But that's kind of okay with Monkey King as well, so long as you find ways to rotate around.
I don't know what that stands for, but double
neither.
DC here, maybe mouse keyboard something. I don't know. But either way, Gaimin Gladiators should be able to hop back in here in just a second. Gives us the go ahead. So in terms of this top lane, the Terrorblade and Warlock, kind of a passive lane, right? Like, I don't think we're going to see a lot of aggression out of these two for the most part. We open Shadow Word here to just give yourself the trading potential. You also have a Rubik on the side of Gaimin Gladiators, which is not the most aggressive for. It's one of the reasons we haven't really seen him that often, right? He's kind of weak in lane nowadays.
Yeah, or just not as strong as he used to be. The Fade Bolt used to give you such a damage difference that you could win a lot of trades, and it's just not as good as it used to be. I think you're right that it is pretty passive top, just because I think both cores just want to farm. I mean, if you can get a free fight, you'll take it, right? You'll do the damage with meta, hit with the wolves when you can. But in general, I wouldn't be surprised to see a lot of, I'm just trying to get equilibrium in a good spot and go stack for both teams.
Oh, that is a nice level 2 timing there. They just popped the meta, Shadow Word. It's not going to be enough to find the kill, but a decent attempt there. Not sure if Tofu has a salve, but he does have
they did
a bunch of tangos
right before that aggression, so you do end up making Gaimin Gladiators miss out on a good chunk of CS top. I think Ame even makes it back in time to get the hard camp CS, so a small lead going top. Actually, looking at the CS, maybe bigger than I thought. That's actually a big CS lead top.
Yeah, he's really struggling on this Lycan. This is kind of the problem with the Rubik, right? Like, all he really does is offer auto attacks in the lane, and maybe he secures a range creep with Fade Bolt, but this hero is not like a lot of other supports at the moment. Mid lane, Emo kind of shoving the lane here a little bit, but we'll be forced back off to the water rune where he needs some regen.
Quinn actually needs to get some too, but because of the way the creeps end up going, I don't think he can afford to.
Ooh, he blinks for it.
For the water rune.
He should be fine, right? He can dagger.
Yeah. Emo
Doesn't have boots
almost
yet.
got the 4th hit. If he had the 4th hit, I think that ends up working out because you'll be able to heal up for full in the end. Just cost him a couple CS, but does get the water rune.
Radiant structures are fortified.
All right. Well, overall, CSing pretty well on the side of Yakult's brothers. It's really the Lycan that is struggling quite a bit, which Ame just continues to run at him on the top side here every time that reflection is up. He knows
This is
he's
the
got
cost of
the
going-
constant healing.
This is the cost of going for the Rubik. You're not a very fast hero who can creep drag easily and then rotate around. You kind of just need to be in the lane, not only because you lane better that way, but you also need levels. Rubik, the whole point of it is to get the level 6 to steal some of these strong spells. So it is a bit of a trade-off. I think Ace might have a harder time for it, but Tofu, he's going to have to do well on this Rubik once he hits 6. Get some great steals going. And then it could be worth it. But we'll only know then.
Emo might just be dead in the mid lane. There's the first blood, a solo kill for Quinn. 2 points dagger. You don't really see the second point in dagger this early, but it pays off big here.
Early water rune steal, or not really a steal, but choosing to blink for it kind of leads up to that, right? The fact that there's not a second water rune amount of regen for Emo.
Yeah. Bottom lane. They've managed to trap Bobica here inside of these cogs. The battery assault running, but will not be able to finish the kill.
You get a good chunk of
Bit.
damage in, though.
He's got a Lotus. I mean, still looking very good for this Terrorblade. He is completely free farming this lane.
Yeah, and because he took the soul fragment, his farm speed is going to be very fast anyways. So already a good start. Gonna go even faster. Ward on this cliff is scouting Emo's movement here, but Quinn's actually here, so Emo's kind of stuck on this cliff now.
He has no TP. He's just actually dead.
They're just gonna take their time.
Evade, evade, evade. All right. That's a freebie for Quinn. He, I guess, got the D ward, is the copium there, but that is a big win for Quinn now. Getting a second kill for his Queen of Pain. Doesn't have the most CS by any means, and right now the gold lead is kind of non-existent, but this Monkey King is going to be really struggling in this game.
Yeah, as a whole, the teams are relatively even, but the mid lane is a big difference. There's like 1,000 gold there for Quinn off of, well, 2 kills now. Second one, very unfortunate timing for Emo there. Jumps on the cliff for the D ward, but the timing on being able to jump off the tree again, just not quite there as Quinn follows up. Smart move by Quinn to move up there. You don't always follow behind the enemy mid when they rotate. Sometimes you just try to punish them in the mid, but keeps close, and then once he sees what's happening, commits for a smart second kill.
Oh, they are trying so hard to find Emo in mid. The Clockwork has been kind of hanging out for a little while, looking to wrap around. Instead, he is going to maybe look for the Wisdom Rune bottom. He will get scanned out, so they do know he's here now. And Malady gonna get caught from the shackle. Should be able to get skewered right into the tier 2. Now the question is, will he make it to the rune? Absolutely not. So nice attempt. Oh, Quinn looking for a fight top. Has the Sonic Wave available if he wants to use it to try and find either Emo or Tianming here, but he needs a little bit of help. Dagger comes back out again. Emo looking for the Jingu stacks. He's gonna get him. Boundless Strike connects, gives him a little bit of healing. Ame's in really deep. Wait a minute. He gets a kill solo onto Ace, but he's dead. The Alpha Wolf's just blocking him down, and now looking for more. Will they be able to get to the Warlock? Malady trying to close that gap, gets him with the cogs and the battery assault, and this will just be 2 kills now going the way of Gaimin Gladiators. Kind of an awkward fight slash dive. I guess your Terrorblade technically gets a kill, but bottom lane, Watson trying to find the return, gets the Sideblade spill. Beautifully done.
Well played, bouncing off the trap. All right. Yeah, the Lycan is having a little bit of a slow start, but that's sort of expected with the Alpha Wolves build. And you even see he's got the Midas, so he is going to be just given space. So the fact that Quinn is doing really well, he's the one who is going to be making plays. That's really good for Gaimin Gladiators.
And I do worry for this Monkey King, because this is mid Monkey King needs things like Diffusal to start getting active and keeping heroes inside like Wukong's command and helping secure kills. They're gonna find a freebie here onto Tofu, the Rubik. Gonna find the 2 supports here on the side and get an instant D ward as well. Bottom lane, Zeal. Oh, what a cogs there from Malady, but still managed to get just a little bit too far away. And top tower, I mean, it's dead. Ame's finished this one off. This is where I really like this facet over Condemned, because it just doesn't, like, it's not as easy to be able to keep these like illusion spams going. And you can see it in his net worth already, how far ahead he is.
$5,000 gold at 9 minutes is actually really crazy. He's 1-1-1, so it's not like he got a bunch of kills. He's just lasting really well and got the tower. They even scout out the stacks here. Yes, meta when
take it
10-ish seconds.
They need to
if you do win a fight,
Gladiators.
you can come up here and do it. Tianming even uses the Grimoire, so he's got level 6.
Okay.
Stealing those stacks with the ult would be a worthwhile play. You just gotta be careful how you approach it.
They're sitting right under a ward. Ame's gonna rush in here, throw that reflection. And with that, I think they might know there's vision up on their high ground. Shadow Shaman's rotated into the trees here off to the side. They're gonna just pop that meta, get to work on this tower. Bobaka. They know he's in there somewhere. And in comes Emo, jumping through the trees, but the cogs are gonna caught. There's gonna be the nice shackle holding this clockwork in place. The Boundless Strike will finish the job, but Bobaka will survive. The Sonic Wave, not enough damage to finish the job. Ame getting chipped down a little bit from this Queen of Pain. Does Zeal
level 4 wolves?
Yeah. The sustain from this Warlock is really adding up. Just constant shadow words to heal these heroes, but they won't be able to finish this tower, and this means Watson might be able to get his own in the bottom lane. He has had a ton of space down here to try and grab this. Zeal's going to make his rotation back over. Looks like the catapult will die, but overall ends up being a win there for Gaimin Gladiators, I think.
Bomb tower falls now. They're smoking over here, but it's not soon enough.
Hook shot
soon enough to help Zeal.
Zeal has the RP, but gets caught from the battery assault. The rock comes out, just hits Malady. And I think with all of these heroes coming in, maybe they want to cut and run. The Hex comes out, it catches Watson, maybe sticking around a little bit too long, but he just dishes the damage back out onto Emo. The Hex keeps him alive for now. How is Watson surviving this? 2v1 just rips through these heroes, and now Ace, the body blocks here onto the Warlock, will just run him down. The cogs to try and cut off his escape. Does he have the damage? No, gets the retreat through the trees. He will survive. I cannot believe Watson lives through that.
If the initial RP went through, I think you'd have a much cleaner kill there. But it got interrupted by the battery assault. They still decided to commit the Golem. But at that point, you just have some supports and an underfarmed Monkey King. I think a mid Monkey King doing a bit better would finish off Watson there. But Watson's having a great game. Monkey King is the opposite end of that. And so Watson ends up being able to just 2v1.
Yeah, that is wild. He gets a lot out of these kills bottom, and of course, the space he got while the Yakult brothers was mid. He's now taking the top net worth spot here. Not likely to give that up anytime soon. Zeal in some trouble. That's the Dagon reveal. And amplify damage on Quinn deletes him from the game. A huge cogs onto 2, and the wards are now going to be dropped from Bobica, but there's a Sonic Wave coming soon. It connects. Emo's down. Dion Ming going to be next. Bobica gets the shackle, will hold Quinn in place. Foul play will buy him a moment. Well, Dion Ming, nice dodge. Gets the TP out. He's safe, but that amplify damage did some work here, and you could see it in the net worth difference. The Queen of Pain versus this Monkey King, it did not work out for Yakult. A real solid gold lead now being built for Gaimin Gladiators.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Quinn he's had a great laning stage. He's all over the map. Exactly what you want from your last pick. Just deletes Zeal. Doesn't even have to commit the ultimate for that, thanks to the amplified damage. And then comes back here, doesn't quite get the ult connection he was hoping for. Doesn't hit all the supports, but it's enough to finish off Emo. That's the most important part. He would have cleaned up Tianming as well if it had connected. But you take those, right? This is an aggressive play into the enemy's half of the map. You got 3 heroes in the end just for the cost of your clockwork. Yeah, all space for Watson as well.
Yeah. And this is exactly what you want out of the mid Queen of Pain, right? Getting active early, playing with the supports. Melody's level 7 on this clockwork, so a legitimate threat to almost any hero on Yakult's brothers right now.
Yeah, and this is very different from the earlier series we had, where we had a Queen of Pain doing relatively well, and then went through a series of being killed by burst damage. This Monkey King does not have the burst damage of a Tiny. The supports are not the same, right? So yeah. Quinn is much less likely to end up struggling like that. There is still the danger that Ame is really farmed. So you have to respect the eventual Blink RP, keeping all the targets locked down for Ame to just hit during Metamorphosis. And then you got like Fatal Bonds going, Golem, all that. The team fight from Yakult Brothers is still quite scary. But I think as long as you keep going for these smaller fights, pick them off, and either delete Ame at the start of a fight or just don't take fights where Ame is there, I don't think you have the damage to take very meaningful fights on Yakult Brothers without
goodbye, Tianming.
That's so much damage.
That's an arcane rune from Quinn. The Alpha Wolves just thrown in there as well. That's a little brutal. They're working on Glimmer Capes, both of the supports here, to try and deal with the Alpha Wolves, but they're not quite there yet. And this is, mind you, not the max level Alpha Wolves yet either, so we're getting there. Ooh, Tofu gets Tree Dance. That's going to be fun for him. Smoked up on your Colts. Do we have Blink on the Magnus here? Is that why?
It is up. It is up. They're trying to find it. That Rocket Flare right on the money.
Oh, that scouts him. The smoke pops. Tofu playing in the trees is going to be the one that gives them all the information. And now it's going to be those Alpha Wolves trying to just stay on top of the Magnus, prevent him from getting a blink. And the Howl comes out. He takes so much damage from these. The minus armor is overwhelming. In comes Malady, a great hook shot onto 2. Sonic Wave to finish the job. Stolen Wukong's command from Tofu. Deletes him down. Now 2 heroes dead on the side of Yakult's brothers as the chase continues, and Ace has his eyes on this Warlock, and well, not long for this world. Quinn looking for more. Ame does have a Sunder available, but
full heal with a Dagon on that troll creep.
Demon Seal? Rubik? I'm just kidding. It does nothing. He's so fast.
Yakult Brothers was all as a team, but meta had just ended, I think, as he picked up that illusion rune, and that's why Gaimin Gladiators has the confidence to just go in. The clockwork, we were talking about him, you find the Magnus, lock him down so he can't get the big blink RPs. You get to choose if you want to finish committing on him or not. Quinn's having such a good game, he goes, why not? Let me just scream both of them, get the kills there, and then you just run everyone else down. I really think they needed to get out of there sooner when once meta faded.
This is I was gonna mention earlier, right as we hit the 15-minute mark, it's nighttime. You have Global Howl and your TA's finishing Desolator. She has it now completed. So These heroes do not stand a chance to the Alpha Wolves or Templars is if a Howl comes out. And we saw it in that fight, right? Magnus gets ran at by the Alpha Wolves. He pops the Howl. He loses half of his HP in a matter of seconds with no commitment, really. So it's going to be difficult for your Yakult brothers to find the openings they're looking for, especially during nighttime.
Yeah, even harder when we consider Watson is going for a fast shard. I like this a lot.
Yeah.
It'll now have a silence on the traps, which is great when dealing with like the Magnus and the Monkey King, but it's actually also really good versus these supports. Not something you can usually depend on the carry to help you with, but now if, you know, the Shackle is going on the mid, you could drop a trap and just instantly silence them. It's short. That's all you need to break the channeling.
They're going to give up the tier 2 bottom here for that Aegis, you know, not super uncommon. Tianming, though, just dying to Alpha Wolves. And he is dead to Alpha Wolves. Now, on the other side, Sonic Wave comes out. Emo once again pops the Wukong's command, but can't stand his ground. 3 dead. I thought they were just giving it up, but never mind. The hookshot actually finds 2. He goes right in. The Shackle's there, but a worthy sacrifice for his team, as there's the stolen Shackles. Tofu has waited all game for these. 5 heroes dead, a full team wipe for Gaimin Gladiators.
It's just highlights the lack of damage they have. Like, the Monkey King even scouts these rotations coming in. They all think like, oh, we can totally do this. But Tianming is just out of the fight from Alpha Wolves. So there's your big Fatal Bonds Golem combo, which would have been great right at that moment with the Wukongs going, potentially help out the Magnus so he can get some abilities off. Now, with all the front line gone, like, we see Ame does the damage, but not when he's got to fight 5 heroes on his own.
And he really needs to fight 5 heroes on his own this game, right? Looking at the net worths, it's just not enough. You have a Blink Magnus. He doesn't really have a ton of damage. Your Monkey King is sitting on a Mage Slayer and 1,200 HP. You are going to have a really hard time surviving the burst that comes out from Gaimin Gladiators. And now that there is a Blink Rubik with Shackles, you're going to have to be very careful. Wow, does that Sentry not catch that ward? That is so close. Oh, jumping aggressively here. Emo, Boundless strikes off the mark, but the hook shot right on the money. He's going to be dead, and oh boy, the Wolves target sighted.
His fate.
It's just not fair, man. Alpha Wolves, this is the thing. When we see heroes like Warlock and Shadow Shaman come out, it's just such a great game for the Lycan immediately. And they're going for things like Midas and Glimmer Caves to try and survive this, but until that Midas is online, this Warlock is really struggling.
And the lane started off well, right? Like, that is the weakness of the Lycan and the Rubik, that we thought, okay, maybe you can do something with this lane. We saw Ame have a huge lead there, but this mid matchup has just been so brutal, right? They try to go for the Monkey King, block, pick a lot of like, oh, you need an initiator. Many of them are melee, right? Monkey King will wreck you. But Quinn just grabs the Queen of Pain, and he's not the usual initiator, but when you remove Emo's ability to do anything, that's kind of good enough. That gives you the time for Ace to catch up, to get to the Alpha Wolves, and now we see the Alpha Wolves just hunting people down. Tianming has currently been found here, begging Ame for help. I don't think Ame can help him enough. The carry can't kill these wolves fast enough.
He's just dead. I heard an RP on the other side, though. Zeal's managed to find both of the supports. Tofu trying to get out. The self-telekinesis works, and the stolen Shackles used on his, used just to easily lock down any hero constantly.
Tofu, he rushed the Blink Dagger. He's gonna get forced. Oh no, he switched actually over to Yule's actually. I thought Force Stat would be cool to just make sure you have the mobility to just keep stealing spells, but Yule's will also help give him the mana to constantly use all these spells he's stealing. The Yule's also a great way to break up some of these channels, save himself from like the Monkey King. He's having a great game at this point. It's fully paid off now. Well, cursed him a little bit here.
Right? Oh,
they just expired.
Okay. I thought he would be able to boundless strike away with his shard, but he, I think, might have accidentally used it without the alt cast on. Either way, very nice pickup there. for the Monkey King, getting himself a little bit of gold. Considering the Rubik is right behind him in terms of net worth, very worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't want to call attention to it, but Zeal lost a fourth of his health to Alpha Wolves under his own tier 3 tower with his whole team trying to help him. That's the current state of their game. Alpha Wolves is not only wrecking the supports, but also this Magnus. Right now you have Rocket Flare to scout him. You have traps. You got these Invis Wolves looking around too. It's so hard to find a good RP. In fact, they finally found one earlier in that river, and they're so far behind, it just didn't even lead to anything. Like, it's a 17k gold difference at 23 minutes. This is brutal from Gaimin Gladiators.
Yeah, it didn't feel like that was going to be the case that early on. Like, things kind of looked okay for your Colts Brothers. Laning was doing well for the Terrorblade, and I mean, he's decently farmed, but he is the only hero that has had any game. And well, they scout them all topside. Time to just start threatening the base bottom. Quinn's got an amplified damage. Watson with the Desolator helping quite a bit. I haven't even checked Quinn's items. What was that, a Kaya Sange? Is that what I saw? Yeah, Kaya Sange Veil going for Shiva's, and he's actually very close to the Shiva's guard. That tier 3, it's dead. Now looking for the base. First lane of barracks to be taken, and it doesn't look like Colt Brothers are too interested in contesting this at the moment. So that will be a full lane of racks. They'll get them the second fortification, their last fortification refresh here.
They're just trying to wait for Ame to finish the Scotty. He's got it now. This is your final fight. You need like the greatest RP in the world into Wukong's meta, and then Fatal Bond's Golem everyone as they come in. Anything short of that will just lead to the end of the game.
Well, jumps in. Emo maybe didn't want to do that. Well, has the Wukong's holding. All right. He's going to be just fine. I think caught.
That was the meta commitment, though.
Oh, I didn't even realize it was the meta. All right, yeah, that hurts a lot.
Now you just chill, I think. You just wait for meta to be down. I mean, technically, you can still do damage without meta, right? But against these heroes, it's so much harder. He needs to be in the back, safely hitting with meta. Otherwise, I think it's too easy to focus him down. So,
especially on the high ground,
safe.
right? That's where you would definitely prefer.
That's where many teams throw into the Terrorblade.
Look at
Instead, just
traps.
a clean escape. Wolves scouting things out. They're looking for anything as meta ends, but
You're gonna have to come back. Like, this bottom lane is gonna push in. They can just send some Lycan Wolves and clear out some of these like buffer buildings as well and start threatening tier 4s. But still scouting with the Wolves, trying to find them. They'll see Emo top, so that gives them the green light. They're just gonna go right into the mid lane, start pinging the barracks. The bottom lane's already crashed, and yeah, that's just gonna be another tower, potentially a full another set of racks, unless your Colts Brothers can get back in time. And those TPs are taking a little bit longer than I think they expected.
I think you base race. Can you even fight? Like, you don't have meta. You need 30 more seconds for meta. You have to give up mid.
I mean, they have the fortification right on Gaimin Gladiators, so they pop it, they hold their base,
Wolves
they just
are
TP
following
back.
Ame.
Oh, Ame knows he just got body blocked. The silence is there on the trap. He has a Manta, of course. It's going to be popped. Malady's looking in, gets the Yules. Trapped in the cogs. Ame, he's looking for a Sunder. He's going to get it onto Quinn, but it does not matter. They get the big prize, the Terrorblade. 50 seconds removed from the game, as now one lane of barracks stands in their way from Mega Creeps.
But the tier 2 top still up. Like, you only, air quotes, only lose the mid barracks. I think Yakult Brothers might have needed to just commit to trying to open up the top lane for themselves. Because there's really not much else you can do. Like, even if you go back, you cannot fight without meta. So you had 30 seconds to essentially waste out. And if you stay top, you might lose more heroes, but I think you can at least get Ame out, and he's your only hope. So losing him now, definitely losing the Roshan, and now when you eventually push this last lane of barracks, Ame is a little weaker than you would like him.
All right, There we go. Roshan number 2. That's going to be the Aegis in the banner. That banner is going to make taking the high ground even easier for them. So see what they can do. Sanj and Yasha nearly completed on the Monkey King. I mean, I'll give him a little bit of status, but it's not a BKB. Something he desperately needs this game. Dude, that Shiva's Izdani has another 2,500 gold in his pocket. Does he just start putting Dagon levels, or does he go something a little bit safer?
I think by the time he makes that decision, the game might be over. So,
Yeah.
Because you don't have to save for buyback, but I don't know. Some kind of death all-in push would be the only way Yakult brothers can do this, right? Like, you get the Dream RP, Tianming, dead to the wolves. Okay, RP
that's the RP. That's what you're talking about. But can they actually secure the kills? Quinn shackled up. He needs a moment. They get him down. Tofu on the run. Telekinesis buys him a second. Blood Grenade's not going to connect. And now the turnaround. You got to be careful. I think they're happy to fight still on Gaimin Gladiators. Yeah, Tofu, he's dead, but Ace looking for heroes on the backside, chasing for Zeal. The Wolves are going to find him. Watson looking for his own targets. Cluster Cluck. Gets Zeal the space he needs. He gets the blink up onto the high ground. The Force Staff will break the tree from Evo as the Clockwork will just finish him off. One last auto attack, and now Ame stuck outside the base. Overall, so far from Yakult brothers, a very good fight if they can keep this going and not lose anybody else.
All things considered, a miraculous trade. 3,000 gold games for that. Yeah, that's how rough of a spot they're in. It does showcase, right, the dream hope they have. The RP will lead to heroes being killed, but boy, is it tough. And they try to push for more. It's not easy. And now you just have to do that like 6 more times. No joke. You just have to keep doing that until the death timers are so long that Ame can run it down mid and end the game. And that's why I wouldn't fault them for saving buyback, even though you don't really have to in this current state.
Oh, Blink Skewer. They get the Force Staff as well, sends Watson all the way into the tier 4s. Now he does have the Aegis. Quinn coming in, trying to make some space for his carry to get away. Does he get the Blink to safety? He does. Boundless Strike just slightly mistimed. And those Wolves, they're going to stay on that Magnus as long as possible. He still shackles again. Okay, that hurts. You got to be careful, though. The Magnus still threatening the side of Gaimin Gladiators, and they will respect it as there is no more Aegis.
Got the Blink, BKB, RP, and a Dream. You have to get, I want to say 2 heroes. I think it's actually 3 heroes minimum now. Like, I think you got to get 3 heroes in your RP. Ame's got to be freely hitting. Can't be shackled by like the Blink shackle Rubik if he holds on to this.
The fact that they don't get anything out of this Aegis is very good for Yakult brothers. That is the best thing that's happened so far. That being said, there is an Assault Kuros now completed on the Lycan. Hook shot, he finds Tianming on the backside. Sonic Wave, goodbye. No Warlock for you. They do have the Sunder available. He gets it. The BKBs come out. Watson with a very fortunate pike there will dodge the RP. And now the chase continues into the high ground. They drop the Wukong's command, but Simi doesn't care. The stolen RP from Rubik will take out the Dareblade, and that's it. 5 heroes dead. They're going to double buyback into this game. Tofu making a case for the Rubik in this game.
Not tapping out quite yet. I mean, why not? You know, play it to the end, but I think that end is swiftly coming. Gaimin Gladiators, they're just going to clean up the megas to be safe and then make their way on to the final buildings. At this point, what is there? Skewer all 5 heroes into the fountain?
Yeah, I think you probably just chill. You just got mega creeps like BKB's coming out for Quinn if he wants it. You just wait for TA to finish this game safely, I suppose, right? That Pike was so sick. Pike in the just Pike dodged the RP. Granted, he did blink back in and ends up dying, but still pretty sick play.
Yeah, I mean, he dies, but you kill everyone. They're forced to buy back.
Well, that's a die.
Kill him under the tower. Not so worried about that fountain skewer anymore.
Nope. And he ended up just buying an Octarine core instead. He's like, I don't need BKB. I'd rather have lower cooldowns. And there it is. The GG is out. And game 1 will go to Gaimin Gladiators.
Really strong showing from them. Guys, who ends up winning this lane. But you will be lacking in terms of initiation. Kind of depending on Yakult brothers running into you, and then you fight, and then Dawnbreaker comes in. Otherwise, who sets up the Dawnbreaker ult, right? It's a little awkward in this early game.
Oh, heck yeah. Let's go. This music. Okay, never mind. We're done. I was really excited for a moment there.
Baboka, show me where to go.
I think Quinn can just go early Blink Dagger this game. Like, go Dragonlance Blink Dagger, and he's the initiation with the Dawnbreaker. Like, that's it, actually. Like, he sees Emo, he will just blink on top of Emo, go for a Meld Strike, Dawnbreaker immediately follows it up. Like, that, it's actually that simple if they see Emo. So it's going to be up to Emo to keep his positioning in check, make sure he's not, like, vulnerable to the Dawnbreaker this game, because... you know, if she gets on top of Lina, it's a rough one.
I think with supports nearby, though, it gets more complicated because again, you have like the stomp save, the Veno wards will be scouting, all of that, and that's where it's like, oh, if we could interrupt that, that'd be great, and that's what they're lacking. So we'll see. It depends on the fights you can find, which they did a great job of the last game.
Look at the wards.
Runes.
Ooh. They actually get a nice wraparound here onto the Beastmaster. Tag team Starbreaker combo. Ame trying to get away. Tofu finishes him off with a blood grenade. Turns to run. He's got plenty of health still available, so it's going to be very nice. And yeah, they placed this really deep ward here in the jungle to try and start getting some vision of where Bobica may end up moving on the Venomancer. Typically, you need the level 2, right? Nope, he just TP's home. All right, straight to the jungle we go. Here we are. This is Dota.
That's hilarious. Puts a bunch of Plague Wards onto Zeal and then just heads on over to the jungle. Now, I do think you can't go contest too quickly. If you try to fight the Venomancer while he's jungling, you're just going to die because he farms so fast and you've got the Plague Wards on you. You need to instead focus on shutting down the lanes. So it's this Night Stalker top that is the main focus. But if you can also win the bottom lane, right, then Venomancer doesn't really want to come over and help, and you're not going to get much help from the off lane either because he's left in the 1v2.
We're about to answer the age-old question, is jungling back? Is it better than playing in the lanes? You know? This Gyrocopter is going to have completely flawless CS in this game. So... is a jungle Venomancer going to offset that? We'll find out soon, but it looks like right now, not looking super hot for Zeal as you get level 2 on Malady, and yeah, that Ignite comes out.
Oh, no, the creeps are going forward too.
Oh, they're going to crash. He's going to lose 2 extra creeps. It's all right. Your Venomancer is the real actual core here, right? Not the Night Stalker. Night Stalker is more of a distraction.
Yeah, unironically, not even a meme. Baboka getting a very fast start and then showing up. So Zeal is pretty much left to his own devices for the first 5 minutes. Unfortunately, dying right there. If he doesn't die, he has like 5 creeps pushing in. He gets to maintain by his tower for quite a while. That's a painful mistake to have happen.
Wow, okay, the damage from Tianming. He's like, I'll fight you, man. I don't care. Normally you think like the tag team Dawnbreaker is gonna win these trades, but that Astral Spirit, he's stacking up a bunch of damage there. So it needs to be careful, not to underestimate that.
Axes go around Ace, unfortunately.
Did they? One thing I will say as well, I can't remember if this is 100% true, but I am pretty sure the jungle Venomancer is an NA Dota strat. I'm fairly confident that there was an NA Dota team who ran this, beat someone that was not expecting, and then it was banned in every single game against them for the rest of the tournament. So
as far as I know, it was Speed. I don't know if someone else did it first.
Speed on Wildcard. I don't know if it was
think
anybody else first, but yeah.
Speed is like pioneered it a bit, or you know, sometimes a lot of stuff happens at Pro, but like who wants to be first? They did it first in the qualifiers that I know of.
Yeah. So we'll have to see what ends up happening. Dude, Ame has been on the point with these axes every single time. Oh, Quinn getting a little bit of a damage lead here. Zeal getting ran down by the ogre. Kind of expected. But hey, Bobica has 34 CS, so who's really winning?
I mean, some of those will be worth differently, right? When we switch over to net worth, we'll see Zeal is a bit behind. Yeah, this is exactly what you need to do, though. Actually, your jungler needs to start getting into play here.
Yeah, they will trade the life of Tofu for Bobica. Emo gets caught from the Ignite as well as the Blood Grenade, and he has a Fire Blast. Does not want to commit that deep, though. I mean, this, though, prevents Emo from getting a rune, which is probably just as important. He can't really contest these lanes now.
Then I will TP for the bottle refill, I imagine.
Probably? Yeah, there you go. You're right.
All right, back to jungling. Economically, they're pulling a lead right now. Like if you added everything up, they are getting more farm for this jungling. Night Stalker, level 4 as the daytime ends. So he's about half a level behind the Gyro. If he cut out that one death, I'd say this is a pretty successful jungling. I'd say this is dealt with decently by Gaimin Gladiators so far. Especially as they might find a nether kill onto Zeal.
Yeah, they timed this up exactly knowing that daytime is coming, so there's really no escape for him. And this is where I'm a little bit concerned, because Night Stalker is not traditionally a hero that plays well from behind, right? Like, if you want to play from behind, you're buying like a Midas, and then you're not really doing anything for the first 25 minutes of the game. And considering he has 12 CS, I'm really curious to see what his build is going to be. If he's just going to legitimately build like a support, buy like a Glimmer Cape, and let the Venomancer actually be the core here. But it's going to be interesting to see how they itemize to adapt to this.
I think if you cut out one death, well...
Yeah, he's in some trouble. Does get a lot of damage back, though, from that Spirit. The block of the shards actually separates him. 118 bonus damage. A little bit too tanky top lane. Zeal's going to get some help in the form of TPs, but I don't know if it's going to be in time. He's still dead. Bobica will clean up a return kill here, though.
Watson tries to get the deny, but just a little bit too much damage coming in. Yeah, so because they've managed to get several kills on Zeal, like, it's a bit of the correct punish that you want. If we want to imagine, like, the ideal jungle game plan, Zeal survives through all this, and then Baboka would come in with mid-levels of farm, and then you see he's level 6 at 7 minutes as a support, right? So a lot of power to bring back into it. This one was so close. The Lotus, it's important to secure those. Saves the ET there for them to get the kill first, and then actually because they get the kill, he gets out alive.
All right, I'm really curious where this Venomancer is actually sitting on the net worth, because his CS is exceedingly high. 63, but what does that translate to? Okay, 4th. He's basically a full-fledged core, I see. Zeal, definitely a support. So we'll see. I mean, I love these kind of like adaptations to Dota. I think it's always really fun to see teams trying like kind of out of ordinary or off meta things. So see if this pays off.
That's why if you imagine those kills not working on the Night Stalker. Like, at least take one out. Then instead of Ogre and Night Stalker being on par, Night Stalker's like a few hundred gold up, Ogre's a few hundred gold down, and then you start to see that power difference. Baboka then rejoins. Ooh, I think that's straight into the barrier.
Did he refract that immediately? He might have gotten it. Power Rune spawns bottom. Tianming's going to take it away. Shield Rune. They are looking for Bobica here. The two supports getting aggressive. The Dawnbreaker's going to roll in. A nice shard block, but they're in really deep, and Ace eats a ton of spells from Emo. The Dark Ascension just burns him down. A heavy commitment just for the support, and the Roar comes in mid. They're going to find Quinn as well. 3 dead on Gaimin Gladiators, and Yakult brothers massively punishing this dive.
Dire's middle tower is under
They're so back. That's actually huge. I was a little bit surprised. I don't think Tusk Ogre is going to be the best. I guess with the Dawnbreaker, right, there's hope, but she must have taken a lot of damage before coming in, because she showed up with like half health, and then Veno just ulted her. Led to an easy kill. I feel like they actually delivered more net worth to the jungle Veno, which is something you have to be very careful of. Like, jungling, the downside of jungling is not that the jungling is inefficient if you have a hero like Venomancer who can do it. Is that you lose a side lane. So going to the Venomancer is actually a very big risk.
Veno may legitimately take the top net worth position this game. It is absolutely possible for him to catch the
One more
gyro
kill?
pass him.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's a little bit
top tower.
on a knife's edge here for Gaimin Gladiators. Things to start getting a little bit scary. They will take the top tier 1 tower. Watson's got himself the drums and that Falcon Blade. Now, a lot of people have been talking like, okay, not many people build the drums, but this is something we saw 6+ months ago being done from a lot of South American carry players, where they would buy the drums, disassemble, reassemble constantly, right? And then they would actually sell the drums components and turn it into some other items. It's interesting that it's kind of come back a little bit, right?
I think it's a really cool idea in terms of faster power spike to punish the solo offlaner. It's been a little messy, like kind of succeeded on getting kills on Zeal, but then that overextension onto Boboka kind of threw it back. So I'm a little unclear on where exactly this game falls, like who feels like, oh yeah, this is exactly what we want. Because it is an even game via net worth, but last game we talked about how the distribution matters a lot. Like who actually has that net worth and what can they do with it. Boboka certainly has net worth. I'm not sure what the next follow-up is that you do with this.
The fight's breaking
Maybe
out
kill
top.
Watson.
They're bringing everybody. They're looking for him. Boots of Travel come out. The Venomancer ult. It does actually spread. Nicely done to target the creep. A huge Earth Splitter will find him. Now the Dawnbreaker is coming in, trying to see if he can bring down this Venomancer, but they don't have the follow-up. Laguna comes out. Roar takes down the Gyro. Gaimin Gladiators are crumbling. 3 dead as they continue to run. Tianming will not find anybody else. But dude, that decision from Bobica to get the ranged creep and then instantly kill it to split the ultimate was so sick.
That was so scary though. That was max range split just a moment later on killing that range creep, and I don't think it would have split to anything useful.
Yeah.
Very, very close to get that, but completely pays off, gets them a double kill. And just to put things into perspective, Baboka is currently level 9 with, near top net worth for his team. By comparison, if he was just a regular support playing a normal way, maybe you're level 6 at this point. If you're having a tough game, you might be level 5. So that is the power difference with this Plague Wards and Poison Sting being so high leveled this early in the game. These are really good abilities in terms of scaling, but supports just don't level up that much. That's why this jungling can work, and I think is working right now.
Yeah, it's
Zeal
working
is
for
kinda
sure.
catching
Look at
up.
the lead.
He's catching up thanks to these fights.
I'm pretty sure the Night Stalker Veno is exactly what Wildcard did, because their offlane player, Fade, is also a Grandmaster Night Stalker. So I'm pretty sure this is the exact combo that they ran. I
You know,
mean,
we haven't even seen Ame really do anything with the carry Beastmaster either. He's just quietly working on his Aghanims. So
he just like rotates, roars, gets a kill or an assist, and then just goes back to farming.
yeah. So once he has his Ags, I mean, even stronger, right? You can probably pick up a Roche as soon as you have the Aghanims, and then there hasn't been a lot of tower pressure just because you're usually jungling on your own half the map. So when you do win the fight, it's not like you're close to towers. But once you get that Ags, attention the Aegis, finally start, you know, clearing up some of this map. Get your jungle Veno more space. Start jungling on the enemy's half of the map.
It's really going to come down to if this draft pays off against the traditional powerhouse carry that is Gyrocopter, right? Because at the end of the day, your team has a Gyro carry and, you know, the other team has like Venomancer and Beastmaster, right? Like two unconventional carries. So I'm really interested to see how well this is going to pay off. Zeal is finally online. He has a Midas coming out, which will help immensely in his recovery, and he is now pretty much doubling the net worth of some of these other supports.
Bobica's going for a Vanguard into Crimson Guard. That's actually going to be really good this game. Talking about sick. Can you deal with the Gyrocopter powerhouse? This is actually such a good item that most heroes don't want to buy anymore. But when you have this jungle Veno, very open itemization, and all the gold in the world, you can do it.
I mean, the amount of space and farm this Night Stalker has got during second night has been huge.
Practically doubled his net worth.
Yeah, he did, right? Like coming into second night, I think he was sitting right around, just around 3,000. When this ends, he's going to, like you said, effectively double his net worth. And with the Midas online, it's going to give him quite a good recovery. Zeal, though, in some trouble. Do they have the damage to finish him off? He's slippery. The slows connect, but like beautiful shards, and as well as an ignite. We'll give the kill on over to Quinn. They do manage to finally punish the Night Stalker for sticking around top, but I think Yakult brothers don't mind all that much. They're still farming on their other three heroes.
Yeah, I'm actually wondering if it's a bait at this point to keep focusing on Night Stalker. On one hand, it's an easy kill. I think the punishing period is early in the lane. At this point, he really is second fiddle to the Venomancer. You know, like maybe that's where you need to be. Like now when you bring that many heroes, you can get the Veno. Whereas if you do it too soon, you just feed him in the jungle. But now you could kill him, and it would be way more valuable than that Night Stalker.
Yeah. But with Night Stalker having Midas, he doesn't really mind. He's like, okay, I died. I'll respawn. It's going to be daytime.
That 4 times already. I don't mind.
I'll use my Midas, and I will out-farm your supports.
I do think they need to get to this bottom half of the map, though. There's a TA in this game, so Gaimin Gladiators can steal the Roche from the Ags Beastmaster.
That is very true, actually.
This tower's falling quick. There's a catapult here. They don't seem interested at all. I'll trust them on this, like what they think the right timing to fight is. But they are going to lose out on this Roche at this rate.
They want to contest the Roche. All right. So they were giving up the tower, but it looks like they absolutely do not want to give up the Roche. You have a level 13 Venomancer, so the level 2 ult is going to do a lot of work. Level 2 Roar, level 2 Laguna, all online, as well as the Aghanim Scepter from Emo. So if they find the initiation on Yakult's brothers, Gaimin Gladiators are going to be in a really rough spot. So Scan doesn't quite connect. Looking to see who they're going to find. There's no way right? The trap doesn't get vision in the pit. The smoke's going to pop. They know they're in here. Ame, he gets the roar. It finds Quinn. The Laguna goes right on top of him. Watson in trouble as well. They need to get the damage out while they still can, but it's a little bit too late. Bobica with a 4-staff to safety. They're going to lose all 5. A huge win here for Yakult's brothers. A 5-for-1 and the Roshan. An absolute disaster.
So they start by taking out Quinn. He pretty much gets to do nothing between the 2 ultimates that hit him, and he's got a lot of the damage in this early game. Watson drops low because of the Baboka split. Hits every remaining hero. They're so tanky because they have this high level Venomancer with Crimson Guard.
Yeah, they really need.
Oh, I think he maybe just finished it, but
yeah, he didn't have the Crimson in the fight, but like you really are at a vision disadvantage against the Night Stalker. And props to Zeal, who's just sitting on the backside of the fight, just trying to give them whatever vision they need. It's unfortunate because you couldn't get to the Lina at all in this engagement, and yeah, like you said, just took stun after stun on the TA. 6,000 gold advantage all of a sudden with an Aegis for 4 minutes.
That moment is actually exactly why not having an initiator can really hurt certain plays. Like if you have someone who just jumps in that pit and hits a triple stun, you might just win the fight off of the call down, flak, AoE, Dawnbreaker ult, connecting on everything. But it's a TA who is farmed, does do a lot of damage, but can't really stop them from just completely splitting out of the Roche pit and then reorganizing.
Oh, Roar top side. They're going to get the big kill here onto the gyro. The Earth Splitter comes out in time. Now Malady will TP out, but the gyrocopter, you're kind of all eggs in this basket for him. And well, Ame just doesn't care. He just roars and kills them.
Tower is under attack.
Oh my goodness. I'm gonna go play some Veno jungle after this.
Dude, exactly. Well, you need a Night Stalker offlane player though.
Yeah, that's true.
Any volunteers in chat? Anyone want to be griefed by Ricky?
Anyone want to have a really bad time so I can enjoy my games? Oh man. Bottom lane, looking for Zeal. They're not going to find it. He is playing very safe. And he's on his way to a halberd. I mean, he's having a great time. Crimson Guard, Force Staff, almost a glimmer now for Bobica.
I don't see halberd
Smoke
very
up
often
once again.
nowadays, but kind of knowing it's a triple right-click lineup to some degree, just takes anyone out of the fight. If you kill Gyrocopter, just halberd the TA. Vice versa, that's fine too.
Scanning.
Oh, Malady is going to be the one that walks into the smoke here. Kill goes on over to the Beastmaster. Emo was hunting. He was really trying to find someone. And they're just going to take the Tormentor, it looks like. No contest coming out from Gaimin Gladiators, knowing that the Aegis is still online. It's nighttime, so the Night Stalker just makes it way too difficult. And Bobica gets rewarded with the shard now as well.
Not actually that useful this game right now. In fact, it actually won't even come into play whatsoever until someone picks up a Dispel or a BKB, something like that.
Yeah.
But you're at least stealing it away, right? That's the most important part. Take it away from the Ogre Magi, take it away from Tusk. Those are both pretty solid shards to have.
They're going to get double Wisdom Rune as well. Oh, man. Gaimin Gladiators are scared. Come on. 100 gold, Bobica. Break it. Take the top net worth position. It's your time.
You deserve it. Support players. We can be farmed. Do it. Stop farming,
just chill for a
Ame.
moment. Yeah, Ame, chill out for a moment, all right?
Go do the
Stop hitting
Tormentor, man.
Oh, okay,
Ooh,
hold on.
You can line this up?
This would be
Get
a
in there,
really
get in
nice
there.
smoke play. The Crimson Guard mitigating so much damage, though. Ward Sentry does come out. There's going to be the Night Stalker's ult. They're going to just start scouting for these heroes. Will they find them? They catch Quinn. Light Strike Array, Laguna. Quinn is just dead from Emo on the side. Malady's going to be next. The Shard's trying to make some space, but Ame's got him with the roar. The stomp to follow it up. 3 dead. Yakult brothers are just a wrecking ball to Gaimin Gladiators.
They're even if they get the jump, it's actually so hard to get a kill at this point because
on.
of the Crimson.
Emo, okay. Got aggressive, playing for the power rune, and Tofu with a very sick blink steal setup. Okay, so Ame still borderline unkillable, but they do show that Emo is vulnerable if they get to him.
Dire's top tower has
Yeah, I think that's the point. Like in a big team fight, it's tough because you have the Crimson from Baboka and the Glimmer Cape, more buffs from like the drums on Tianming. It's very difficult to get kills when they're all together. That time they did manage to find the Lina isolated. She's still relatively squishy. That is the way for Gaimin Gladiators to get back into this. You need to have like traps finding your targets. Tianming has already picked up a pretty early gem though to start establishing the vision advantage.
All right, Ame's farming too fast. I don't think Boboka's ever going to catch him. But still, your jungle Veno is second on net worth. And is working on Guardian Greaves. I saw that a while ago. Are those completed already?
Not yet. He does have enough money for the mech, but still a little bit more to finish the whole thing.
Win. Gonna get caught from the roar. There's gonna be the call down. The saves, though. That is the Aghanim Scepter here from this Dawnbreaker. Is it enough to keep Quinn alive? Almost. Ame still gets the kill. His BKB expiring. They need to finish him off, but the Crimson Guard, the rest of the team is there. And now the turnaround. In comes Zeal with the Dark Ascension. The Gale slowing up Ace, and he's not going to be able to make it out of this one. 3 heroes dead. And Yakult's brothers giving Gaimin Gladiators a little bit of their own medicine from game 1.
Yeah, things are slipping out of control very, very quickly. I guess they have been for a while, but this is where you're now in the feeling hopeless territory. As all the tier 3s or the tier 2s are almost down. One more. They seem to be headed bottom to wrap this up. Malady found out as he's just trying to find some farm. It's like, hey man, sorry, we bullied you earlier. That's my bad. You know, let's settle our differences.
Oh, that's a roar as well. Wow. Okay. Doesn't feel entirely necessary, but Ame, I don't think cares all that much. Fairly low cooldown. And now a blink dagger for Zeal.
Ame knows Baboka's trying to get the top net worth spot. He's like, oh, I gotta get any gold I can. I gotta secure these kills. I gotta roar this Ogre Magi who's certainly dead.
Radiant are scanning.
Minute 14 on Roche. Not too long of a spawn. I can't imagine Yakult brothers not being able to secure it.
Invisibility.
Yeah, I don't know how you fight for Roche on Gaimin Gladiators at this point. Unless you sneak it, right? The only way you can do it is if you sneak it. You have the Templar Assassin, so you know the exact spawn time. But Yakult brothers would have to be like caught sleeping at the wheel here or something in order for that to happen. E-Blade done on Emo. Guardian Greaves done on Boboka. They have pretty much everything they need.
The Blink Dagger from Tofu can maybe lead to some cool saves. I'm trying to picture this. Like you haven't lost your high ground, right? That's always the final test. We've seen many a gold lead thrown on the high ground. So maybe you overcommit, the snowball save comes in because you've dove, you've lined up the side blade spill, the flat cannon starts doing its work. Maybe you got the bloodlust on the tier 3 split shot going. Maybe that's potentially how you do it. I still think a lot of that damage is mitigated by the Crimson Guard and a potential halberd from Zeal, depending who he hits with it. I don't even know if that's going to be enough.
I think you actually just need Tusk's Aghanim Scepter. Like, unironically, I think that is like probably your only hope right now. Kicking someone back into your base, forcing them into a bad position and maybe killing them there. This will be a Roshan for your Colts. With this one, Aegis for Ame, the banner for the Venomancer, who's now working on a Kaya Sanj.
He's having a great time, man. Earlier I saw him thinking about the Hurricane Pike, had it queued up, ended up going for the Glimmer and then the Greaves. So that was his moment of responsibility. He's like, fine guys, fine. Team utility. But now he's done it. Now they have a huge lead. He's like, I'm going damage. I've earned this. It's my time. It's my time to build the damage. I've done the utility.
I'm for it. They're just picking up damage items on Gaimin Gladiators. Like, they actually just know that they lack damage, and their only real way is to try and just burst a hero and catch them off guard. So they're running to that Daedalus on the Templar Assassin. I think Gyrocopter might have committed for the BKB now, but it's still not like everything that they need. Yeah, Ame's going for the refresher next.
Why not? Blank, BKB, roar, do it a second time. I mean, one roar already seems enough to take out the TA or the gyro. So now you got two, take them both out. All right, smoke up.
Ame's looking for the solo kill. He's going to find it. The Blink Shivas gives him the vision he needs and quickly takes down Tofu. And no Tusk for 40 seconds. Buyback's not available. So you're ready to push mid lane and, well, oh, and bottom. They're just going to push all the lanes. You're going to have to respond. Quinn is trying desperately to finish this Daedalus. He's going to TP back now. Watson does have that BKB.
Banner committed to the bottom tower. They have to keep aggroing creeps out of here.
Ooh, Quinn. They got him. They jump in. He doesn't get the saves out. The Force Staff's not enough. A huge Earth Splitter rips the back line apart, and Watson's forced to BKB and run. They don't even finish off the Night Stalker. He has buyback. Maybe you can force a dive here from Yakult's brothers, but while this Night Stalker's ult is running, it's going to be pretty difficult. Continuing to work on the racks. In comes Ame. A blink. Snowball comes in. Will save him, but they take down Dawnbreaker. That is a dieback. And now both of the supports in trouble as well. Toad for the Walrus Punch, just trying to get anything they can. Quinn takes another LSA to the face, and he's dead. A dieback. Ame still lives through it all. Does not seem to care. And Yakult's brothers will take game number 2 here. I don't know how you get back in this one. Gaimin Gladiators, I'm sure we're going to see the GG here any moment. There it is. They tap out. 28,000 gold behind. Give it up for the Jungle Venomancer, everybody.
Let's go. Yeah.